Well, how fortunate a hard leg and so Tyrone, the start of the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 2 this afternoon. Plenty of matches taking place all over the country this afternoon. The first round and a different format this afternoon. We'll talk about that in a minute. Here in O'Neill's Healy Park, Sonomy, vicious enough weather here the last week or so. Snow lay over, a blanket of white lay over this pitch only a few days ago. Things a lot better today. It's a bit soft underfoot, but not too bad at all. Place looking well, and looking forward to a great afternoon of ladies football here this afternoon. Gan áras Roscommon in Tyrone Tyrone Roscommon mar búteoirí a Rhine 3 and bblion se chaite an tá le Tyrone tacht amachas agus iad beagnach imime síos go dtí an tríú Rhine gan áras stíreach cúpla Mio hin anish ach sin mar a há. Beside me here this afternoon, former Tyrone ladies footballer Niamh Cleary. How are you, Niamh?
Great, Ariel. It's great to be here this afternoon for the start of the Ladies National League.
It certainly is, yeah. The weather's pretty nice too, so looking forward to a very good game this afternoon. There are two changes in the teams this afternoon. We'll go through them now in a second. We're going to start with the Tyrone team as well, and Niamh, I might get you to give the rundown there.
So looking at the Tyrone team named to start today, we have a very youthful defence. We have a few players coming in there. Number 5, Michaela Moore, and number 7, Maeve Corrigan in particular, both from the Ergo Kieran club. Both young players, young and upcoming players, so I'm interested to see what way they slot into the defence today. Midfield in particular is a very experienced sector of the fields. We have Emma Jane Gervin at 8 and Aoibhinn McHugh, the team captain, at 9, both of whom are very hard working and are great leaders for this Tyrone Ladies side, and we expect to see plenty of that today. In the half-forward line we have Niamh Hughes, Solana McCarl and Jane Lyons. A very direct running half-forward line there with plenty of pace, and all three would be great ball carriers as well, so we expect to see plenty of work from them and plenty of hard work and running. The full forward line in particular, you've got great targets there in Gráinne Rafferty and Maeve Mallon. Again, a very youthful Aoife Horish, very much an up-and-coming player within the county. I fully expect to see her play further out the field, but I'm looking forward to seeing this exciting young talent making her start today for Tyrone Senior Ladies.
Very good. Thanks very much. There is one small change there for the Tyrone team as well. Emer Quinn is out at number 2, and in for her is Emma Hegarty at number 21. Now the Roscommon team this afternoon, starting with Helena Cummins in goal, a veteran from Michael Glavies here this afternoon. There's a change there at number 3 as well. Anya McGrath's in at number 2, but in at number 3, out at number 3 there is Rachel Brady, and in for her is Aisling Shanaher in for the Tulsk woman this afternoon. Saoirse Wynne makes up the full back line there, and half back line is Ellen Irwin in at number 5. And in at number 6, Gan áras Rachel Fitzmaurice, a wonderful player in there at centre back from St. Kieran's. Roisin Wynne, the vice captain, named only last week, in there finishing off the half back line. Midfield then, two debutants this afternoon, Ruth Cox from Boyle, and beside her fellow Boyle woman Cueva Craig in to make up the midfielders. And in at number 10, Gan áras is Laura Fleming. Fantastic camogie player as well, I've been informed. They're free taker this afternoon, and probably one of their top scorers, if not the top scorer from last year. Wonderful footballer and could do damage this afternoon. Aoife Gavin in at centre forward, the St. Dominic's woman, and beside her Millie Hagan, only 60 years of age and possibly the youngest girl out there this afternoon. And at number 13 then, wearing possibly her scrum cap this afternoon, is Aisling Handy, her 4th year and only doing her leaving cert. I've been informed by a Roscommon man here beside me this afternoon, starting the full forward line, Aisling Feely beside her, and Niamh Feeney in at number 15. We're talking there, Area Niamh, about work rate, and I suppose these girls, the level of professionalism has really stepped up in the last few years in all sports, but how fit would these girls be at this stage now and at only the first round?
I would imagine both teams are in very good shape, very good condition. Work would have been underway now at this stage for the last, I would imagine, 6 to 8 weeks. Both teams will be wanting to, I suppose, hit the ground running and get a good start to National League, and particularly whenever you're playing in these conditions in soft ground, it's very much such an important part to have, I suppose, the work done in the legs, and to have that bit of foundation of fitness behind you. I suppose when you look at the two teams, like they're approaching this game probably from two different angles really. Tyrone were playing in a relegation playoff in Division 2 last year and defeated Clare in that final day to stay and remain in the division. Whereas Roscommon, very much an up-and-coming side, they won the Division 3 league and obviously got promoted to Division 2, and they defeated Wexford on that occasion. It does seem to be quite a changed Roscommon team this time round, but in saying that, they're still coming from success last year and no doubt looking forward to starting the Division 2 campaign today as well.
More than half that panel from last year for Roscommon missing at the beginning of the Division 2 this year. I suppose that will maybe create some problems. So an unproven Roscommon team taking to the field this afternoon. 14 from that panel of 32 only left. Looking through the scorers from last year's Division 3 final, which they did win. Today starting Laura Fleming, the only scorer from that game this afternoon. So some of their best scorers and some fantastic players missing from last year might make things better and a bit easier for Tyrone this afternoon. Tyrone as well is spoiling maybe from the way things finished last year as well, and that might put the wind in their sails this afternoon. All will be seen, I suppose. We're going to stop now and for Around the Field. Already here, so Niamh, Eddie Cuthbert, the Ray Tor Trochnuna in Jov. Eddie, a seasoned veteran of LGFA, Ray Torucht, and has been here for a long time. He'll know these two teams well, especially Tyrone. He refereed them a few times last year. Standout players now for Tyrone this afternoon, and maybe one or two girls we should really be looking out for, Niamh.
I'm going to pick out the midfield partnership that I mentioned previously. Number 8 Emma Jane Gervin and number 9 Aileen McHugh. Very experienced players, and everything really goes through them in the middle of the field. They're very hard working, getting back and helping the defence, and also both like to get forward and get on the scoreboard as well. I also like to pick out the number 10 Niamh Hughes. Again, very direct runner, very pacey player, and an awful lot I expect will go through her in the half forward line today as well.
Very good. So already here there's a light wind blowing a bit from left to right towards the cameraman there. But again, it is mild this afternoon. The pitch a bit cut up beside the goals there, but not too bad. Shouldn't put in on things too much as we get ready here this afternoon. Impossible to make predictions. Again, an unproven Roscommon team taking to the field here. A lot of debutants, mostly for the Roscommon side. I'm not sure, is there any debutant there for Tyrone this afternoon?
Looking around the team list here, you have number 15 Aoife Horish. Again, a very young, exciting talent for Tyrone ladies, and has performed exceptionally well at club level with Errigal Kieran, and we're looking forward to seeing what she can bring to the county team now today as well.
We certainly are. So all ready to go here now. The beginning of round 1 of the Division 2 Lidl Ladies National Football League. Eddie here just waiting for everybody to get into their place and get the game going this afternoon. Again, a strong wind sometimes, but really light enough there, going from left to right, so it should favour the Tyrone, the Roscommon team this afternoon, playing from left to right. The ball thrown in, and it's won here, and it's won first by Caoimhe Craig, but the Kitog sends it in over the 45 into the hands of the captain Laura Fleming. Laura does well, holds it in hand, and there's a spare runner, and that spare runner is Caoimhe Craig, the old 1-2 working well through the centre. Low ball from her, not dealt with initially, but a push on the back there of Aisling Feely by Caoimhe McGee. And the first free of the day here for Roscommon. Again, that wind favouring Roscommon somewhat this afternoon, and you'd fancy Aoife Gavin's chances here now from just outside the 14-yard line. Aoife sends it high, possibly a bit to the right, I think just drifting off here. It certainly is. So the first wide of the day coming for Aoife Gavin and Roscommon as Caitlin Donnelly stands here just inside the 21. But a loose ball and fired directly to the number 5, Ellen Irwin there. Irwin with a bit of space. Nice hand pass just outside the D there now is Laura Fleming again with another effort. This one to the left and wide from the captain. Laura normally very accurate and well able to score from that far out, but this time just to the left and wide. An easier kick out now. There are options coming from Tyrone finally. It's collected by a Tyrone woman. Maeve Corrigan here. She sends it up the wing, and Niamh Hughes with plenty of space and a strong runner, Evie McHugh, beside her there. The captain collects at the 45 nearly. It just shows you there how bad the pitch can be. The bad bounce, bouncing just out of her reach and falls to a Roscommon woman as they make their way out again. It falls again to Caoimhe Craig, who's been everywhere here in the first 2 minutes of this match this afternoon, as she's hassled and harried but finally gets it back, and Roscommon will work to build again. Back far is Niamh Feeney now, who collects. She's being challenged illegally so by Niamh Hughes, but she keeps coming strong. Advantage being played. A lovely block down there coming from her, but it's in Roscommon hands once again. Millie Hagan now with the ball. She sends a nice easy hand pass to her captain Laura Fleming. A bit too far out for her this time. She's at the 45. She'll turn and jink, send in a nice hand pass and into Aoife Gavin here. Gavin not happy to take it. She was under pressure. Aisling Hanley now on the ball with the familiar scrum cap. She solos with the Kitog, sends in a hand pass, but again the handling not too good so far this afternoon. Falls again, but eventually into the hands of Hagan again, who's collected. There's a woman outside if she can collect her. A bad kick pass from her though, collected by Tyrone, and Tyrone looking to build again. Handling a bit off this afternoon, I suppose. It's very early in the year, and very hard to bounce that ball. It is soft underfoot this afternoon, but Tyrone come. Roscommon do well to get back. A trip up there on a Roscommon girl though, and really Roscommon have all the possession chances so far. Niamh? Yeah,
very much so. Roscommon have made a good start, and they'll be disappointed not to have put any scores on the scoreboard as yet. Tyrone, I suppose, in possession of the ball, just need to take that wee bit of extra care with the final pass. It's also noted there, particularly in that last attack, Aoife Horish, who we mentioned in the pre-match talk from the corner forward position, had come back and was playing in around the D, helping out our defence. So it'll be interesting to see, is that something that they're going to proceed with?
Well, a beautiful score there from Aisling Hanley. Just as we talk about being disappointed, we were told about her beforehand. She'd be a handy, nippy player. Again, her fourth year, 18 years of age. Has represented the country abroad, I believe, as well, showing her skills there. Beautiful little jink, a beautiful little solo, and over the bar with her left leg. Wonderful score from Aisling.
Yeah, super score, and again, that'll be a big scoring set on Roscommon as well.
Tyrone now, they'll need to tighten up ship. They would have been favourites for a lot of people before this match started, but haven't got the ball in hand yet. Very early so far this afternoon as well. The substitute Emma Hegarty sends the ball up again. Emma starting for Emer Quinn in a corner back this afternoon. She sends a fine ball up. It's intercepted, goes out though off a Roscommon hand, and Tyrone will look to build again. Not much movement coming from the Tyrone girls. Not many options to help themselves here. So unfortunately, it'll just be a hit and hope up to the 45. Two Roscommon women against one Tyrone woman. That Tyrone woman, though, is a Maeve Madden. She does well, and it finds its way to a Tyrone girl eventually. Well, a dangerous chance here now. Brought into the 14, but well defended by Roscommon. Finally comes out here to Slánna. Zana McCarr on the right boot. This one might just jink over. Well, it certainly does. Could have drifted in under the crossbar even, but well saved by Helena Cummins, and the first point of the day from the first attack for Grania Rafferty there for Tyrone. Trochnúna of the number 13. Great score.
Yeah, great point, and probably the ball going in was a wee bit of a hit and hope issue, as you mentioned, but the girls worked well there and managed to get it back out in a good score from Grania.
So Jane Lyons now on the ball, has drifted back. Tyrone coming into it a bit stronger now on the ball. We were talking about Emma Jane Gervin earlier. She sends in the ball this time. Well, it was originally defended by Roscommon, but it falls back to Evian McHugh. Evian now with the hand pass, but Roscommon are defending in numbers and doing well there in the centre. They break well, the two cornerbacks linking up there. And Saoirse Wynn now with the ball. She sends it to her number 6, Rachel Fitzmaurice, a fine little player. Who just returns the ball there. A lot of 1-2s coming through the centre, through the fists there. Roscommon, they're doing wonderfully. A low ball in there, initially well defended, but it does fall to Aisling Feedy now. Aisling with the ball. There's 3 Tyrone women on her. Dangerous here if she can turn around. She sends it back. A chance here for Roscommon, but it comes back to Feedy again. Feedy, 1s and 2s, trying to work the angle here, get into the centre. Does well. Beautiful little dummy there. She's in. There's pressure coming on her. Feedy, chance here maybe even for a goal. She's pushed in the back, is she? I think she is. Eddie calls that. I don't know if that was inside in the box, was it?
I think it might have been just outside.
Just outside, yeah. Well, dangerous there from Aisling Feedy.
Yeah, super play. A nice use of the sidestep there to cut back inside.
Wonderful work. Very unlucky not to get a penalty there. Must have been just outside the box. And a chance here now for Roscommon. Beautifully taken there by Laura Fleming. Her first score of the afternoon. Plenty scores last year. Her first so far of this Division 2 campaign now, and Roscommon in the lead again, 2 points to 1 here this afternoon. 8 minutes I reckon on the clock here this afternoon as Tyrone collect the ball. Evian McHugh delivers it high, but again Roscommon defending with numbers. Coming again is Rachel Fitzmaurice. She does well, sends it back to Caoimhe Craig. Plenty of numbers out here now, and one of them her midfield partner Ruth Cox. Ruth sending a bad ball this time and well intercepted again by Emma Hegarty, who's been central in that defence since her inclusion just before the match this afternoon. And a dangerous break here from Tyrone. A beautiful low ball coming in there, not what dealt with originally by Tyrone, but dealt with now, and a beautiful hand pass across, and a chance here possibly for Niamh Hughes on the kit. Niamh with a lovely score there on the left leg, and 2 chances for Tyrone and 2 points.
Yeah, that was a great ball in there from Aoife Horish, and well collected as well by Grania Rafferty. Pacey run off the shoulder from Niamh Hughes, and on her less dominant side, a lovely score in her left foot.
A beautiful score. Roscommon there in the centre. They'll decide to go short. They might do that all afternoon if possible, and it falls to Caoimhe Craig here. She sends a nice ball in. They come out in a wave then, are 4 or 5 through the 21. It's worked well for them so far. Millie Hogan, one of those 5 on the ball now. She's eventually been put under a bit of pressure here in the centre of the pitch. Things not so easy coming through the centre for Roscommon. Tyrone will have to tighten up there. There's a free given away, but advantage being played, and a lovely ball into Hanley. Hanley now showing her prowess there. Beautiful jinx all afternoon this afternoon. Very hard to stop. She works away, but a beautiful hand comes in there from Corrigan. She'll look to break. There's a spare woman here, Jane Lyons. Jane Lyons now on the ball. Corrigan keeps coming as well if she wants to return pass, and she does. There's 2 spare women for Tyrone a bit further up. Again, that bounce showing how dangerous it is on that surface this afternoon. Lyons now on the ball. She has been dispossessed, but illegally so. Eddie Cuthbert blowing the whistle once again, and Tyrone now will have a chance to build through Emma Jane Gervin. She goes short this time. Niamh Hughes, the point scorer, on the ball. Beautiful one over the head to Jane Lyons. Lyons with a bit of space, not much movement inside. She'll have to go back. Hughes on the ball again. There's plenty of Roscommon women there to stop her. She'll need a bit of space. There's a bit of space out here on the side. Falls to Maeve Madden. Madden with the effort, but off the upright there on the left hand side. Plenty of Tyrone women here to collect again. A bad hand pass there coming, making life difficult for the Tyrone woman, and it's a Roscommon hand that gets to it first and comes down the wing. There's a break here, a bit of movement inside for Roscommon, but they are defending in numbers, so they might have to slow it down and come bit by bit. On the ball now again, Millie Hagan on the ball, coming up the wing. There's a bit of movement inside, but not much. She's forced to go. The Roscommon woman getting out to it first, and Feedy on the ball collects well. A bit of movement inside again. Wonderful 1-2 play there inside the 45, falling to Laura Fleming, but uncharacteristically off the side of the boot there for Laura. Her second wide of the afternoon, this one going to the right and wide. Tyrone going short again, and a quick kick out there from Caitlin. A bit of space here now. Roscommon defending very well around the centre of the pitch too, but might be a nice 1-2 here. Make Corrigan on the ball. She sends it out the wing again. A bit of space opening up here now for Tyrone again to come. Again, as you were saying, Niamh, plenty of fitness here from both teams already this soon in the season. Plenty of running up that wing. There's no stop for sure. Maeve Madden now on the ball. She has plenty of space out on the right. It falls back to Sloane McCard here. Sláine turns, twists, sends it back. Malin now, a bit too far out for her. Again, that wind blowing from left to right as we look at it. So probably the right idea to take her time with it. Comes back to Emma Jane Gervin, and eventually the free given away. Well, there's some girls already with the hands in their hips. It's been frenetic the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's definitely been very fast moving. Just you mentioned there about the fitness, that I've been very impressed with Maeve Corrigan breaking out of defence. She seems to be playing as an extra defender there, sweeping in around that D, with Jane Lyons popping back to wing half back. It gives her that bit of freedom there to do that job, but she's breaking out and coming as the extra player, which has proven very effective for Tyrone so far.
Tyrone very clinical when they do get up the pitch as well. 2 efforts so far and 2 points scored. 3 wides already from Roscommon, and remember they have the wind as well. But as I say it, the first wide of the day coming for Grania Rafferty there.
Just a commentator's course.
Certainly was. There's plenty of them. But they can't score them all, says you. Again, that was far out, difficult enough angle, and again that wind against her would have been hard to put that one away, but took the effort. Taking a break now. Is there a substitute to come in? I'm not sure. Or a ball, I think. Well, the ball is gone into the neighbours. So a second ball will be put out. I see a few balls behind the goal, and I'm not sure if she's happy to use them or not. So match ball needed. Elena Cummins with the short kick out once again. I feel like that'll be the strategy for Roscommon for the afternoon. Tyrone happy enough to concede them and to keep the sweeper back, but Roscommon working it up again through the centre. They've been fantastic doing that all day. Plenty of speed there shown by McGrath. She does well to hand it back to Hagan. Hagan now on the ball. She's looking for a runner. She sends a high ball in, which normally managers would give out about, but it's worked very well. Back here now to Hanley. Hanley maybe possibly fouled here. I think Eddie's going to call it back, and I'm sure Aisling won't be too happy about that. A wonderful score coming again from her. She's been fantastic so far this afternoon. Probably the standout player, Niamh.
Very much so, very direct in everything she's doing there, and she's proven to be a handful for the Tyrone defence at this moment.
She certainly is. Well, the chance falling to her again. I don't think Laura too happy to take the free from this side. Better leave it to the old Kit Og, the left-legged player, and she's been playing fantastically. 1 score from play so far this afternoon. No wide, 1 score after play too, and a third one for her, the only second one that'll count, and again just over the black spot there from Aisling Handley. Wonderful work from her. 3 points now to 2. Roscommon in the lead again. Again, they have the win, which might be a slight advantage for the recently promoted from Division 3 team. But playing well so far this afternoon. But Tyrone now on the ball. A wonderful catch there for Tyrone, and the ball falls now to McHugh. Beautiful kick in there, but Roscommon woman getting out quicker, but well handled there by Madden. She does well. There's a free as well coming, but a chance here for McCarroll. This one again to the right and wide. I think advantage being played though, so yeah, we go back to Eddie's original call here outside the 21, and a chance possibly here now for Rafferty to make up for that missed chance only 5 minutes ago. And
that was an excellent take there in the middle of the field from Sláine McCarroll, and was the same player then who was on the end of the move and had that wide just at the end, but a super fetch from her. We're probably used to seeing her playing in the half forward line position, so it's quite a change to see her playing and operating today at number 11.
Grania Rafferty again. At practice, took one from here only 5 minutes ago. This one went to the right and wide, and I think this one possibly going to the right and wide. Probably the exact same spot again, just to the right and wide from Grania. 2 wides from her. She does have a score so far this afternoon, but as we said, the commentators curse after 2 points now. The last 2 chances for Tyrone going just to the right and wide as Roscommon vary it up. A long kick this time, a plenty distance on it, but it does fall to a Tyrone woman. And Tyrone will look to build again. This time they're coming in away. 4 or 5 players there ready. Emma Jane looking to go herself. She sends a hand pass in to Maeve. Malin collects, sends it out the wing. Probably a difficult angle there now for Emma Jane Gervin. She looked to cut in. This one on the right, and this one I think over the bar there. A wonderful score coming just from the outside of the boot there for Tyrone. Not sure who that was in the end.
It was Emma Jane Girvan. Yeah, super score. So Emma Jane again got her hands on the ball to start the move initially, and again was the same player. Then he ended up coming in along the end line to finish. So super score from her from a tight angle.
Wonderful fitness. Helena Cummins forced to go long with the last 2 kickouts. They've worked out pretty well. It definitely worked out that time. And a ball collected now by Roisin Wynne, the vice captain. She sends a hand pass in to the ever dangerous Feely. Feely goes outside again, and she might collect it again. Has a chance here on the right. The angle is tight. We'll go with the left leg, right leg, doesn't matter. Straight over the black spot for Aisling Feely, the ever dangerous Aisling Feely this afternoon, showing wonderful skill there with both legs and throwing that one over the bar. A 1 point lead again now for Roscommon. And a nice kick out there, collected by McHugh. She does well. Tyrone come again, collected now by Girvan, who just scored her first point of the afternoon. She's been dispossessed illegally though, I think. Yeah, so a free for her again. A bit of movement, better movement this time from Tyrone, and collected by Hurishk. She has plenty of space up the wing, plenty of legs as well. She's being hassled here, but she does well. Beautiful ball in there to her full forward Malin. Malin turns. Not many for her, well, just outside her. As I say, it's Sloan is waiting for the ball. She collects. Forced out. There's a bit of movement here coming from McHugh. McHugh collects, sends it back to Girvan. Girvan being challenged. Very well done there. 4 Roscommon ladies getting back, defending well, but a bad kick there. Tyrone look to build again. It's coming back to Girvan. Girvan now sends it out the side to Niamh Hughes. Niamh Hughes, a point to her name so far this afternoon. She looked for another one. There's not much movement inside. 5 Roscommon women in front of her. She's forced back to Hegarty. Hegarty there sends it to McHugh. McHugh dispossessed there, possibly a free as well. Yeah, a bit of a trip up there coming from McHugh. But the girls out on their feet this afternoon. It's N10 stuff.
Very much so. Roscommon working extremely hard in that defence and turn over a lot of ball. On the other side of things, again, the last pass from Tyrone, there's need to take a wee bit more care with the ball. There's a lot of ball going to ground and going to the ankles. But Roscommon defending very well at the minute. There's
some excellent ground being covered as well. Aisling Hanley, I see there, has made her way back and is doing well. Millie Hagan is back there as well, defending as well as scoring. On the other side, but it's Tyrone on the ball at the moment, and it's Rafferty 2 wides and a point to her name so far this afternoon. And Roscommon getting back in numbers, finding it very hard here are the Tyrone forwards to break down this defence so far this afternoon. Girvan trying to do that herself with a long range effort here from outside the area. A wonderful score from Emma Jane Girvan. Just as we said, it's hard to go through them, so she went over that one, just creeping over the crossbar. Wonderful score from Emma Jane. 2 now for her. Well, Helena Cummins here, it's been made more difficult for her, hasn't it, this afternoon? She was going short for the first few, but has been forced to go longer. It's working out so far. Plenty of movement from the Roscommon defenders coming to collect the ball, and one of them is Ellen Irwin. Ellen brings it up as so far as the 45, forced to go crossfield. A beautiful ball crossfield there. Plenty of space out here for Roscommon to work a move. Ruth Cox now on the ball. One of her first times on the ball, the debutante this afternoon. She might be looking to get herself on the scoreboard, but ball ripped from her illegally, so I do believe, and Eddie will probably give a free in here. Well done from Ruth Cox on her first outing this afternoon. It does well.
Did very well there. I suppose Tyrone defensively will be a wee bit disappointed with that. They had the numbers back to help with the defending, but they've given away a free and a very scoreable chance here for Roscommon.
I was always a fan of the rip when I was younger. Ripping the ball out was a great skill, but unfortunately illegal so far. Chance here now for Roscommon. A wonderful score there coming once again from Laura Fleming. 2 from 4 chances for Laura this afternoon. Back to a 1 point game. It's been over and back all afternoon. Tyrone now look to bring it back to a level game again. Beautiful kick pass there coming, and a chance now for Tyrone to break through Lyons. Lyons looking for the run of Moore. She finds it, comes back now to McHugh. McHugh, the captain, looking for possibly her first score of the game, but forced to give it. And again, 5 or 6 Roscommon women there on their D or just around it, and they win the ball and they break again. This time they'll come through Fleming. Fleming again working her way up and down the field. Lovely kick pass in, the sweeper from Tyrone, not quite getting it this time, and it falls to the dangerous Aisling Hanley. Aisling having switched corners here now, she's on her unfavoured left side. She's forced to slow it down. Roscommon come up to the centre with a few numbers extra. Nothing there now for Fleming at the moment. She's forced to work it herself. A wonderful jink coming from her. Out to Hanley, who has Feely, who has a score so far. Works its way back to Gavin, who has a wide. A chance now for Feely, but this one will drop to the right and wide. Better defence there from Tyrone, putting a lot of pressure there, and really she could do no more.
Defensively, Tyrone were well set up on that occasion, and I think there was nearly 3 girls moving in to try and block that shot, so with very little space to get the shot away.
Possible injury there now for Tyrone girl, but we won't take a break. We'll play it on. Niamh Hughes collects. Niamh again, just to show that ground being covered this afternoon. Niamh has a point, but is collecting kick outs as well. Beautiful hand pass coming from her into the hands of Lyons. Lyons now looking for a runner out the right wing, and a beautiful kick pass from her. We're on the 45 now, and it's Emma Hegarty on her bike. Emma Hegarty from a very long way out against the wind. This one will drop short into the hands of Helena Cummins. Helena with a safe pass then out the wing, and Roscommon will look to build again through Ellen Irwin, who is another woman who's been around every blade of grass so far this afternoon. Definitely slower style of play. They're not breaking the way they were the first 15-20 minutes, and again that soft ground showing there. Best to keep it in the kick solo this afternoon. Aisling Shanaher on her way, but sends it back, finds Aoife Gavin here. Aoife with just one wide this afternoon, no score so far. It's broken down though by Tyrone, but broken down again by Roscommon, illegally so though this time, and Tyrone now will look to build. Well, it's been frantic over and back stuff. Niamh, I'm sure the girls are probably feeling it already.
Yeah, very much so. I think there's just over 20 minutes gone in the first half, but fantastic effort from both teams, and great fitness levels on show so far today. It
certainly is. It's a heavy pitch out there this afternoon as well, boggy enough, which makes life a lot more difficult out there this afternoon. Ball will fall now to Saoirse Wynne. A chance for her to break up the pitch. A bit more pace now coming from Rachel Fitzmaurice up the swing. Nice hand pass from her into the vice captain Roisin Wynne. She sends it back to Millie Hagan and collects again. She comes up the centre. Beautiful hand pass into Fleming. Better movement now from Roscommon. Dangerous looking. A free given away there from Tyrone. Probably cleverly so, if one could say that. The name is being taken by Eddie. That could have been very dangerous there. Laura Fleming Berrien. I don't think there was anybody in front of her. A tug on the jersey. Might be a talking to here.
Again, Roscommon look very dangerous when they're going forward. Very direct style of play, direct running. And Michaela Moore on that occasion probably felt like she had no other option but to foul the player.
Well, no card, I don't think. So a chance here now for Fleming. Her third of the afternoon. That one sails over. 3 now from 5 from Laura. She'll be happier with that. 2 efforts going wide, but she's definitely gone back in form. An excellent footballer who scored plenty, including in the Division 3 final last year, the top scorer in that match. And a kick out there now, but broken dangerously by Fleming, who we were just speaking about. She does well, but a free given away, and Tyrone will look to build again.
I think the free looks to be going in the opposite direction. Yep.
Yeah, well, she wasn't happy, and there's a good reason, but ball given away there by Caoimhe Craig. I'm sure the Roscommon management won't be happy with that. A 50-50 challenge there, but a heavy shoulder coming in, and a free now from Tyrone. Game slowing down somewhat. Again, as we were saying, a lot of sprinting going on heavy ground so far this afternoon, so the game is slowed some bit. Make it 25 minutes gone here, so 5 minutes. There won't be a buzzer this afternoon. No clock ticking down on the left hand side. It's up to the referee Eddie Cuthbert to call half time when he sees fit. We'll take a bit of a water break here for a few minutes. Niamh, I suppose, any thoughts on how Tyrone are doing so far?
Tyrone, I suppose they're 2 points behind, but they're very much in this game. I think they'll be happy enough that Roscommon haven't put a few of those chances away as well, but yet every time Tyrone attack they look extremely dangerous, and they are getting the scores on the board, but I suppose they just need to get the ball in that half the field more often.
I'm sure the Roscommon management are very happy, because given the talk before the match, an untested team there this afternoon, he'd be very happy, man.
Yeah, definitely. They've started excellently, and they've been really impressed with particularly how well they're defending collectively as a unit and breaking forward in numbers, as you mentioned previously, and also the direct style of play from their forwards. They are directly running at the Tyrone defence and causing plenty of problems.
They certainly are. The fitness level is fantastic this afternoon. A chance now for Tyrone, who've fallen 2 points behind for the first time, to bring it back to that familiar 1 point if they can. Again, that wind should be favouring Tyrone in the second half. You'd imagine that would make a bit of a difference.
Yeah, Tyrone have had a few our shot options dropping short in this first half. I've noticed now Emma Jane Gervin has stepped up to take this free, and again she had an excellent long range point from play a short time ago as well. And
from that spot nearly.
Yeah, and she will have the distance, and hopefully she'll have the accuracy here as well.
Well, Emma Jane with 2 so far this afternoon steps up, a chance to put her third on the scoreboard this afternoon, just inside the D. This one, it certainly has the legs and it has the accuracy, just creeping in over the left hand side of the crossbar there. 3 beautiful scores, none of them easy, coming from Emma Jane Gervin this afternoon. 1 point in it again, as Helena Cummins goes short once again. Has done well with the kickouts this afternoon. A high ball coming in there to the corner, might run out over the sideline. It certainly does, just out of the reach of Ellen Irwin there. Niamh Hughes now had a score already. She's worked her way back to her own 65 and sends the ball to Corrigan. Corrigan now looking for a runner. She finds one. That runner is Slánna McCarr. Slánna slows down the ball, brings it back as far as McHugh. McHugh now back. A beautiful 1-2 play again coming from them. Wonderful stuff through the hands for Tyrone. They're looking for a runner inside. There's none coming. Again, Tyrone come back in numbers there around the 45 and towards the D as well. So Tyrone are forced to slow, forced to go backwards. A bad kick pass there coming from Michaela Moore. But to be fair, there's not many Roscommon women hanging out. So Tyrone win, and Tyrone have the ball again. Corrigan now on the ball. She brings it within the 45, is looking for the easy pass. It's not coming. She's been hassled and harried there by Caoimhe Craig, who does well to slow down the play. So Roscommon happy here now to play a defensive game, keep Tyrone out of the 45, and they're certainly doing that very well. Ball now back to Emma Jane. She sends another high ball, a hit and hope, but it's worked so far sometimes for Tyrone. This time not working so well for them, and it's Roscommon who have the ball and break up the field. Beautiful work there from Laura Fleming as well, playing a defender's role as well as an attacker's role this afternoon. A one-on-one situation here, but dealt with brilliantly by McGee. She wins the ball and sends it up the wing, and once again this game of tennis will follow the ball up the pitch to the left as Maeve Corrigan brings this one up the field just a little bit more, but pressure coming there, wonderful pressure coming from Roscommon. Great ball won back there, huge fitness coming from both sides. Laura Fleming once again on the ball this afternoon. She collects again, wonderful from her. She finds a bit of space, she'll fancy herself this time as well, and a wonderful score coming from Laura Fleming, her 4th of the afternoon. And what about that from Aisling Feely, the full forward, coming back to win that ball as well out in midfield. Wonderful stuff.
Fantastic work right there from Aisling Feely to dispossess Emma Jane Gervin in the middle of the field. Super score for Roscommon.
Well, Roscommon playing fantastically so far. Only a few minutes left. I'll make it myself. It is up to Eddie there to decide how long more to play. I'm not sure how much extra time will be played either. Nothing showing so far, but it's Tyrone on the ball, and Niamh Hughes this time. A wonderful hand pass. It's dangerous here now for Tyrone. A chance falling to McHugh. That one over the bar from McHugh. Could have been a goal as well, but happy to take the point even. And back to a 1 point game, I make it, I think. Yeah, 1 point game.
Yeah, super finish there from Aoibhinn McHugh. Great running by both Niamh Hughes and Aoibhinn, and a great response there from Tyrone.
It certainly was. So a great game. A few minutes left here again. Nothing on the sideline as regards how many minutes of extra time. So we'll play until it's blown up. Coming back here now to Jean Lyons here as Tyrone come again. They look to equalise before the half. It's not going to come this time, I don't think. Well, it might do. It falls to a Tyrone girl. Comes back eventually. A chance now, and a wonderful score for Rafferty, bringing it back to a drawn game. Wonderful. It fell out of the hands of Tyrone, collected by a Roscommon woman nearly, but I don't know who collected it off the ground there. Did brilliantly. Brought it back eventually to Rafferty, who scores her second of the match, and just when we thought Roscommon were up, Tyrone have done fantastic, and 2 points in a row from them.
Yeah, very quick response there from Tyrone. Again, Niamh Hughes dispossessed out on this side, and Maeve Mallon worked and battled hard for that ball on the ground, and a lovely pass outside then to Grania Ravery for an easy score.
Well, Eddie having a chat with his umpire there, not sure what about, but I think happy to play ahead, just maybe a worry in his mind, and it's always great to see when referees chat to the umpires. He's having a word here as well with a Roscommon woman. I'm not sure, I didn't see anything myself there, Niamh, but we'll play ahead. We're going further now from Helena Cummins, a nice long one from her as well, but it falls to a Tyrone woman, and eventually back to Maeve Corrigan. Corrigan out the wing. They might look to go one up here as well if they can before half time. Orish now on the ball. Sends it back. Tyrone slow it down. A hand pass to an unready Tyrone woman there, but they're lucky to get away with it, and they come again. It's Jane Lyons this time on the ball, who brings it back into Emma Jane Gervin, who's had a stormer so far this afternoon, but this one to the right and wide, her first wide of the afternoon, but you'll forgive her for that. 3 wonderful points so far, but nothing coming this time round now as Helena Cummins steps up again, looks for a bit of movement. Plenty movement still coming from this Roscommon team, who look very fit, both teams very fit this afternoon, and a wonderful kick from her out to the 45 is collected by Roscommon, and is collected by the ever ready Rachel Fitzmaurice. A great engine on her as well. She's looking for a bit of space and looking for movement. It comes from Aoife Gavin eventually, and Gavin collects the ball, but doesn't make a difference. The whistle blown by Eddie Cuthbert here this afternoon. A wonderful half of football so far. The girls out on their feet as they run in here for half time. Any thoughts so far, Niamh? And I tell you, it's 50-50 match, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. A great opening half by both teams. It really was end to end there, and I think 7 points apiece and the scores tied at half time is a fair reflection of the game so far. As you mentioned, Roscommon was slightly aided in the first half with a bit of a breeze behind them. Will that be significant? I suppose time will tell in the second half, but certainly in the first half both teams will be happy enough with how the game's going so far, and a draw is certainly, I think, a fair reflection.
A wonderful tight game of football here, bringing a start to the first round of the Lidl Ladies National Football League here in Division 2. A wonderful, wonderful game. We'll be back in a few minutes with the second half. Don't go anywhere. A fáilte ó bhcharde, Harnesh, Gadi, Parky Edaha, Nail. Welcome back. Second half now, ready to go in a few minutes. Eddie Cuppert waiting to throw in the ball. It's been a fantastic first half of football here. Huge fitness levels, wonderful skill levels, fantastic points being thrown over the bar. And all level here now. This time Tyrone playing from left to right. Small wind behind them should help them, and they win the ball in the middle of the field. Can't see any changes so far yet, but we'll keep an eye out. Malin on the ball now. A very fast-paced Tyrone. They look pumped up here now for this second half, but it has been dispossessed. And Aisling Shanahan doing well there to win the ball. Goes out over the sideline and will fall for a chance for Roscommon to clear the lines. It will be free, actually. Here for Roscommon. Nice quick pass there. Collected by a Roscommon woman. And a beautiful hand pass coming as far as Ruth Cox here now this afternoon. Roscommon looking to break. Roscommon woman down. I think it's Nia Feeney there, but will play on regardless. Roisin Wynn now, plenty pace and a wide open space in front of her. Roisin Wynn comes, a nice hand pass in to Feedy. Feedy's forced down to the corner. It'll be slowed down, unfortunately, but finds its way back to Wynn. Wynn now looking to cut inside. Tyrone defending in droves, though falls back to Gavin. Gavin sends it back again, and Roscommon have been slowed down. A chance possibly for Wynn to go herself. Wasn't too happy to go, so it'll slow down. And Tyrone doing to Roscommon what they did to them in the first half, making it difficult. That wind putting in and things, so they're forced to go a bit closer this time round. It falls to Irwin now. Irwin sends it back to Hagan. Hagan back to the ever dangerous Hanley. And 4 Tyrone women in front of her, so she's forced to go back again, and they'll recycle. They go out this near side here now and win again, who created the chance originally. Sends it back now to Gavin. A beautiful, wonderful score coming from the right boot of Aoife Gavin. One wide from her. Her second chance, though, straight over the crossbar, and Roscommon take the lead by a point, as they have done so many times so far in this game.
Super score there from Aoife Gavin, and the start that Roscommon would have wanted. I've just spotted one change there at half time for Tyrone. The number 29 Orla Mulgrew seems to have replaced number 5 Michaela Moore in the wing half forward position.
Andy calling a free there. Second free committed by the Tyrone forwards already this half, and only 3 minutes gone. Roscommon looking to build again. The wind doesn't seem to be putting in them too much. It has died down mostly, to be fair, and I see the flags down mostly. Very little of a breeze. That'll suit Roscommon. Very lucky for them, and they look to continue to increase this lead, but it's been 1 point up and then a draw constantly. But they come now through. Roisin Wynn again breaking through the centre. Not finding a Roscommon hand cleanly. Is a tussle here on the ground. 3 Tyrone women, 1 Roscommon woman, and Eddie Cuthbert blowing the whistle there for a pull on the jersey. A 50-50 battle there on the ground, but Eddie happy to hand this to Roscommon, and a chance for Laura Fleming to possibly score her 5th of the afternoon. Has 4 so far and 2 wides. The Roscommon captain looking to stretch the lead to 2 points. This one just creeping in the left hand side of the goalpost. 5 points now for Laura Fleming, a 9 point to 7 point game, and 5 minutes gone here in the first half so far this afternoon. We were saying there it was tight enough at half time. Roscommon coming out though the better team so far in this first 5 minutes.
Definitely Roscommon have really come out in the second half to quick off the mark, and will be delighted to be 2 points in front now just at the start.
And I said it before as well, just before the end of the first half, and Tyrone scored 2 wonderful points straight after as well. A fantastic Tyrone performance so far this afternoon. Fantastic performances from both teams really this afternoon, and no doubt Tyrone will come back. They look to build slowly though, and as you were saying, the substitute Orla Mulgrew there, who is in for Michaela Moore, on the ball for the first time this afternoon. She sends it out to Jane Lyons. A bad ball from Jane, but wonderful work there from a Roscommon defender. I believe it's Anya McGrath came out, did well to get a hand in, collected the ball and has punted it out over the sideline. Tyrone will build again. 2 options here for Tyrone. One of them was Emma Hegarty, but we go back a bit further and we'll build now from the far side of the pitch here. Tyrone coming, a hand pass coming in there and collected beautifully by Niamh Hughes there along the sideline. 3 Roscommon women coming in to tackle her. She is dispossessed eventually. Wonderful work there from the Roscommon defenders to try to break away there. And back this far is Millie Hagan once again. She's been fantastic this afternoon, covered every blade of grass in that pitch, and she's been fouled. A third free given away by the Tyrone forwards, and only 6 or 7 minutes gone in this first half, and Roscommon will build again. I think that's probably been the difference so far, is Tyrone giving away those frees in the forward line, Roscommon building and working up the pitch and scoring points. Tyrone need to do better there, that's for sure. But Roscommon now with Caoimhe Craig on the ball. Caoimhe sends it back. Beautiful jinx there from Caoimhe Craig. She does wonderfully well. A low ball in, but that sweeper for Tyrone. Corrigan should pick up. She does. Deals with it wonderfully. Tyrone now look to build again this game of tennis that we've had the first half. Looking to be a game of tennis here in the second half as well, for the heavy legs under heavy ground here for both sides, but wonderful fitness being shown here as Emma Jane Gervin, who scored 3 so far today, works a ball into her midfield partner, the captain Evie McHugh. Evie on the ball, sends it to number 10, 8, 9 to 10. Chance for Niamh Hughes, and she sends it back to Rafferty. Rafferty's been dispossessed. This time a free coming for Tyrone in the forwards, and a chance here now for them to put one back in between both teams. Grania Rafferty steps up. She's missed 2, she's scored 2 so far this afternoon, and just outside the D you'd fancy her.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good opportunity for a score. I did see Grania take a glance at Emma Jane Gervin, so between the two of them we were deciding who was going to hit this one. But again, as well within Grania's range, but we'll see if it goes over the bar.
Certainly will. The wind picking up a bit again blowing from left to right. As we look at it here, and as you look at it at home, this one creeping just over the crossbar again from Grania. Wonderful score from her. 3 now for the Tyrone girl and the Cadisha girl, and 1 point game again. 9 points to 8 here. I make it 9 minutes gone so far in this second half. I think maybe Roscommon coming again here. They certainly are, and there's a chance here now for them to break. Wonderful pace coming from the Tyrone defenders to try to make their way back, but Laura Fleming is on her bike, another girl who's covered every blade of grass this afternoon for Roscommon, but she loses out, and Tyrone look to build again. A 50-50 ball there, broken off the leg of Rebecca Barker there. Apologies, Rachel Fitzmaurice there, the centre back for Tyrone, and a chance here now for Orla Mulgrew to work a ball, and she certainly does, into Niamh Hughes. Hughes now with a bit of space in front of her. She might go left, she doesn't, she'll go herself. A twist from her and back to Emma Jane Gervin. She scored from here before, but not happy to go under a bit of pressure. She sends it out to the left, and a chance here from the boot of Grania Rafferty. It's got plenty of height, plenty of distance, and right over the centre of the crossbar there. Grania Rafferty, 2 out of 2 now from her in quick succession, and back to a drawn game again.
Yeah, super score there from Grania. Again, well cut out at the back from the sweeper Maeve Corrigan, and good patient play there in the forward line as well, and a super finish from Grania.
It's been over and back. I don't know how many times the teams have been drawing this afternoon. I'd love to see the stat for the over and back, but back to a drawn game once again. Pressure coming here on Helena Cummins. She does excellently well there to deliver it as far as Irwin. Irwin's being tracked back there by Mallon, but she does well. Roscommon now with a bit of space in the centre of the pitch for Niamh Feeney to possibly work this ball up the pitch. She works at a 65, a lovely jink over the head to the ever dangerous Laura Fleming. She's got 5 so far today. She's not going to go herself, puts it back to another dangerous woman, Aisling Hanley. Aisling though, bad pass, and it falls and breaks to a Tyrone woman, and Tyrone once again on the break here through the hands of Emma Jane Gervin. Emma with plenty space beside her. She has runners to the left, she has runner to the right, and that runner is Evie McHugh. McHugh now picks up the ball. She brings it as far as the 45 and up to the D. Falls back here now to Maeve Mallon. Maeve Mallon with a hand pass, and plenty of numbers here for Tyrone. Possibly a chance to work a goal, and a beautiful rasper of a shot into the bottom left. 3 coming in around her. Does excellently. A wonderfully placed ball directly into the bottom left corner. I think Niamh Hughes putting that one away. It certainly was in the end. Well, what a wonderful goal there, coming under huge pressure.
A fantastic finish there from Niamh. I've noticed a swap in the second half. Niamh Hughes is playing inside in the full forward line, whereas Maeve Mallon has come out to play in the half forward position, and that's proven very effective so far.
Well, Roscommon looking to respond, both teams responding whenever one team gets ahead this afternoon, and maybe looking for a goal themselves. Aisling Feedy, who has a point so far this afternoon, works it into Hanley. Hanley could be very dangerous herself. She works it to the 21, brings it back out here to Gavin, who sends it back again into Feely. Feely, not space coming for her. She'll go on to the left. She scored with the left before, and another wonderful score curling in with her left leg this afternoon. 2 from 3 from Aisling Feely, responding very quickly there to a wonderful, wonderful Tyrone goal. And Caitlin delivers it up here and collected beautifully by Maeve Mallon, who's pushed out, as we were saying, to a more central role. She collects, sends it in here now to Hughes. Hughes coming again, sends it back to McHugh. McHugh, beautiful ball in here to the unmarked Rafferty. Grania now looking for some space. She can't find it. She's been hounded there by McGrath, who's done well so far this afternoon. Sends it back eventually to Mallon, who sends it back again. A chance here now falling to Sloania. Sloania McCarroll forced to go back. Happy to keep the ball in hand. 2 points up now. I think it's the first time Tyrone have been 2 points up so far this match. They look to hold. Roscommon back in numbers, finds its way back now to Mallon. Mallon with another chance here for Tyrone for possibly a second goal. This time not such a good effort by Hughes. Straight into the hands of Helena Cummins, but Niamh Hughes showing how dangerous she is there. Once again a second chance for her on goal.
Yeah, Niamh proved to be very dangerous in front of goal. Her movement is super, and that was well picked out as well by Maeve Mallon.
Well, Roscommon lucky to get away with it. They'll have to tighten up there. They'll have to do something about a very dangerous woman there, Niamh. But Roscommon do have the ball, still 2 points in it. A possible change here happening. I think Sloania McCarroll coming off.
She looks to be replaced by Maria Canavan from the Errigal Kieran club. Again, Maria Canavan, an excellent footballer, famous surname, and she has certainly plenty to offer to this Tyrone team in the second half.
Certainly is a dynasty for sure. She's on. Sloania possibly wasn't going to start the match. A bit of talk about that beforehand, but did start, did very well as well this afternoon. But it's Roscommon now on the ball, and Hanley once again. She hasn't scored for a while. A bad pass collected there by the sweeper. Tyrone playing that sweeper this afternoon, and they look to break once again. This time they'll come through again. Niamh Hughes showing her fitness now, working this ball up through the centre. She's been hassled, harried. There's a jersey pull not seen, and a wonderful score if she can get this. Well, talk about direct play. Collects in the centre, brings it straight up the pitch. Was fouled. I don't know if Eddie Cuthbert saw that, was pulled back, but kept going. And her second point now of the afternoon from Niamh Hughes, and it's been the Niamh Hughes story the last 10 minutes. Roscommon now collect. They'll need to respond back to a 3-point game, a goal, 3 points possibly, but you're asking a lot now from a match that's been very much over and back, with 1 point being responded to by another point. So they will look to maybe score a goal, maybe a substitute as well. There's no movement really on the sideline from them. They'll have to go themselves, but they have plenty of dangerous forwards who are well able to do it. One of them is Aoife Gavin. Comes back here to the centre back, though. Normally the centre backs not known for their goal scoring prowess, and Rachel Fitzmaurice put this one to the left and wide for Roscommon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wides now for Roscommon so far this afternoon. 2 of them coming in the first few minutes, so they have tightened up their scoring, that's for sure, and doing okay in this second half, but that certainly won't help. They need to keep that scoreboard ticking this afternoon. It's Tyrone doing all the damage so far, and Maeve Corrigan sends it out here now to Aoife Horsch, who's been quiet the last 20-30 minutes, had a wonderful first 10-15. She sends it back now to the captain McHugh, back to Gervin, and a chance there nearly falling to Maria Canavan, falls past her, and Roscommon look to build again. Well, the fitness levels are not fading, that's for sure. They look to build up now, but Tyrone with a bit more girls around the middle of the field trying to kill off this game if they can, but a lot to do still as Aoife Gavin gets on the ball. She sends it back. Beautiful passes coming from Roscommon through hand and through foot, and comes here now to Hagan. She sends a low ball up to Hanley, who scored 2 wonderful points in the first half. She was fouled that time, and the ball will be forced back to the 45. I thought we might be a bit closer than that. I think we will. Roscommon looking to bring a few numbers up. Fleming might slow this down. Very early yet, I suppose, to be just going for goal, isn't it?
Yeah, there's plenty of time, although the goal in this game could prove decisive because it has been point for point the whole way through. But Roscommon certainly have plenty of time to bring it back as well.
So just over halfway through the second half. Plenty of time to go, and Hanley showing how difficult it is to mark her once again. Brings it on to her favoured left foot. This one to the left and wide, but she was being fouled as she went to ground. The first wide of the day for Hanley, but it doesn't matter anyway. And come back, a chance for Roscommon to bring it back to a 2-point game here. And I think Hanley will take it herself, her favoured side. Aisling will take her time here. Again, 2 out of 2 so far this afternoon. Wonderful, accurate player. Both those chances falling directly over the black spot, but this time again going to the right hand side and wide, as it did for Tyrone a few times in the first half, and Tyrone still with a 3-point margin. They'll be very happy with that. Kick out coming from Caitlin Donnelly. There's 2 runners there coming for Tyrone. One of those runners is Maeve Mallon, who picks up the ball. She sends it back to Corrigan, who's played as the sweeper this afternoon. The sweeper works her way up, but she'll drop back now as the Tyrone forwards take possession of the ball, and they work their way up through the ever dangerous Niamh Hughes. Wonderful ball coming in there from Niamh, collected by Rafferty. Rafferty sends it back to the substitute Canavan. Canavan now slows it down, brings it back out to Emma Hegarty, who's starting today for Emer Quinn at number 2. And Tyrone look to hold this ball now around the 45. No major hurry coming from then. Well seasoned players here this afternoon will hold the ball as much as they can here. Gervin on the ball. She sends it as far as Corish. Corish looks to break, make a bit of space for herself. Hughes has done that plenty times this afternoon as well, but again they're happy to slow down, work through the hands. Gervin on the ball. She scored plenty from far out this afternoon, but 50 yards out might be a bit adventurous for her. She slows down and brings it to Jane Lyons. Lyons back to Gervin again. A bad kick coming from Gervin that time. A laboured kick, and a chance here now for Fitzmaurice, one of the fittest girls out there, to break up the pitch. A low ball coming in from her into Aisling Feely. Aisling's played fantastically so far this afternoon. She does well there, marked tightly by Caoimhe McGee, is forced back out again. A bit of movement coming inside. She'll go herself, and a wonderful point if she can score. There's a fantastic point coming from Aisling Feely. She's been wonderfully impressive today. 3 points for her this afternoon. Fantastic defensive display as well at certain times in the middle of the pitch. And what about that for a wonderful score?
Fantastic score there from Aisling, and again Caoimhe McGee probably couldn't have done much more. It was just an outstanding effort from her. The Tyrone attack there in that last play became a bit laboured and quite static, and a great turnover and finish for Roscommon.
Certainly was, but they are coming again, and they have a lot more pace this time around, and they have the numbers too. But Roscommon eventually getting back, but illegally so this time round. I'm not sure why. I think it possibly a jersey pull there. Is the signal given by the Ray Tour this afternoon? A chance for Tyrone to score. Roscommon playing with that blanket defence to a point. They're bringing back 4 or 5 players every time, but they were slow to get back that time, that's for sure. I make it 10 minutes left on my clock here. It will be up to Eddie Cuthbert there in the centre of the field to decide how much extra time to play and how far we'll play today. It falls to Maria Canavan, the Canavan girl standing up, and a beautiful shot from her, the substitute, getting her name on the scoreboard this afternoon. Back to a 3-point game now. Possibly a substitute coming here for Tyrone. I think it's Ronnie Rafferty going off. Not sure who's after coming on there, but yes, Grania Rafferty is off. 4 points coming for her this afternoon. 2 wides as well, but a wonderful display from Grania this afternoon. Helena Cummins now with a fine high ball, but nothing but 2 Tyrone women there, and one of them who collects it is Jane Lyons. She sends in a beautiful low ball to Niamh Hughes, who's been brilliant this second half. She's looking for more. She has a goal already, but this time she's been fouled, so we'll bring it back, and a chance here now for Tyrone to extend it to 4. It's going to be very hard for Roscommon maybe to pull it back now against that wind. 4 points down.
Yeah, that was great play there from Niamh Hughes, and again she's proven to be quite the handful in the second half for the Roscommon defence. You mentioned there that change has just happened in the full forward line as well, as number 22 Emma Lone from the Fitna Club has come on for Grania Rafferty. And another good score there from Maria Canavan.
Well, 2 for the substitute. She's only on a few minutes. And 2 for her in a 4-point game. Niamh, might be very difficult for Roscommon to have the answers here. A beautiful ball. 'Tis early yet. A wonderful ball there collected by Ellen Irwin. She's been fantastic this afternoon. Sends it back now to Fleming, I believe, and works its way up to Hagan. Hagan now on the ball, but huge pressure coming from Tyrone, who are looking to keep that ball on the far side of the pitch as much as they can. Anya McGrath, another woman who's played very well this afternoon, doing well there, brings it up to Fitzmaurice. She was fouled. Ball will be brought back to where the foul took place, and it's going to be worked back here. Tyrone now looking to challenge there. The substitute on there. And Malone looking to put pressure on Roscommon from the back line. Another foul there. Tyrone happy to slow down play, take their time. All the pressure here on the Roscommon girls. Rachel Fitzmaurice now sends it out again to McGrath. McGrath back once more to Fitzmaurice. Fitzmaurice looking for runners on the inside. She finds one. A beautiful 1-2. Intercepted there. Wonderful done by Tyrone. Tyrone break once again. Niamh Hughes now ever dangerous on the ball. She scored 1-2 so far. She scored one earlier from this, straight up the middle of the play, but she looks for a runner on the left and she finds it. A chance here now possibly for Tyrone. There's advantage being played. Will come back, but again Niamh Hughes showing how dangerous she is, taken out of play, and a chance for Tyrone now to bring it out to a 5-point lead. Niamh Hughes, a wonderful show here so far in the second half, doing excellently well. Haul to ground, and a chance here now for the substitute Maria Canavan, who came in for Sloane McCarroll to put her third on the scoreboard. 3 frees, all from similar areas on the left foot. This one straight over the bar once again. 3 now for Maria Canavan, and a 5-point difference now from Tyrone. Roscommon finding it difficult. I see their first substitute ready here to come in when needed, but Elena Cummins will have to clear her lines before then. The short kick out being intercepted now, and a chance here for Tyrone to come in. It's Gervin once again working her way in. She's been pushed and fouled. Canavan now with her chance to score her 4th point of the afternoon. Maria Canavan with 4 points in a row coming for the substitute here this afternoon, her first from play. Tyrone showing all the pressure now. Roscommon with the heads down, some of the girls, and finding it very difficult now to even clear their own lines. Huge pressure coming, that wind again putting in things. They finally have their first substitute of the afternoon. Coming off is Millie Hagan. So far I can't see who's coming on. No 4th official there this afternoon, with the numbers up for us, making life difficult. And making life difficult for Roscommon is Tyrone, and the Tyrone midfielder Evie McHugh nearly getting a hand in there, but they do finally clear their lines. Ball worked up here now by Aoife Gavin. She scored a point so far this afternoon. A woman who scored 2 is Aisling Handy. She's looking for more than that. Really a goal needed now from Roscommon very soon. On the ball now is Roisin Wynne. She's been dangerous so far this afternoon, cutting through that Tyrone defence numerous times, but it falls back to Cueva Craig. Tyrone back now in numbers. They'll need to work magic. A high ball in, but nobody there. That's not the magic that was expected. Could have been net run out by Caitlin Donnelly. She's happy to keep it in hand and work it out and keep it in hand. That's for sure. Maeve Corrigan holds the ball steady. Steadies the ship, brings the ball out to the far wing here now, and Tyrone once again with possession. Maeve Mallon now circles back. She does well, has played more of a deeper role this afternoon, and has collected a lot of balls from kickouts and balls that have been cleared from Tyrone as well. She does excellently. Delivered now to the ever dangerous Niamh Hughes. Niamh this time with a wonderful pass in, cutting past 3 Roscommon women. Another ball could have been very dangerous there, but just ran over the hand there of Maria Canavan, looking possibly for her 5th point of the day now in a minute. She could have picked there, but bounces beyond her hand, but the free was committed just before that. A Roscommon defender coming in and checking her illegally. So a chance here now for Canavan, would you believe, to score her 5th in the space of 10 or 12 minutes. I make it. Wonderful return from her. I'm sure she'd be delighted.
Yeah, fantastic contribution coming in as a substitute in the second half. Maria's extremely talented and very reliable on the free taking as well.
6-point game. Maria to stretch it to a 7. It's going to be very hard to come back from that. I think this one just goes to the right and wide for Maria. That wind blowing kind of towards us now at the moment. I'm sure you can see that Roscommon flag waving in the distance there behind Helena Cummins. So that wind just bringing it to the right hand side of that post and wide. But Tyrone win the ball again regardless. Even McHugh this time fouled. Roscommon again fouling. And a chance for her to slow down the game now. 3 Tyrone women in between the 265s will look to hold on to possession. Emma Hegarty is one of them. No major strain on Emma. She looked to hold the ball outside the 45. I make it 3 minutes left in this first half, if not in the second half, if not 4. Slow ball delivered in there, wonderfully dealt with by Roscommon, beautifully dealt with there by the debutante Caoimhe Craig. Does excellently well, collects the ball, and a chance here now for Roscommon to build up here the left hand side of the pitch. Wonderful pace there coming from Roisin Wynne. She's been brilliant in the second half, has collected a lot of ball in the middle of the field, brought it up to the 45. She'll bring it back this time to Rachel Fitzmaurice, but the Tyrone defence once again staunch there and getting in, and a wonderful ball collected there from Tyrone, but a tired leg there from Rachel Fitzmaurice, who's done plenty of running this afternoon. She did well, she did badly, but she did well again there, collecting the ball, illegally so I think. So it's Tyrone now who'll hold the ball and hopefully for them close off the game this afternoon. 6 points still in it. Roscommon bench looking quiet. There's a possible Tyrone substitute ready to come in here, but Roscommon management under Ollie Lennon this afternoon not looking to make many changes. I think happy with the team he put out this afternoon. So Tyrone will come again now. It's Hurish on the ball. She sends it back to McHugh. Sent in again. Beautiful dummy there coming for Tyrone. Falls back. And a chance here now for who else but Niamh Hughes. But Niamh Hughes drops the ball and gives away the free. She can't do it all. Some tired legs out there now this afternoon. To be fair, Niamh, there's been fantastic running out there so far.
Yeah, huge amount of ground covered. And again, it's in soft ground. This first day out in the National League, so that's going to be tough going on any player. But great sign of fitness levels from both teams today, and you can see that the players are starting to get tired, and understandably so.
Certainly are. Emma Hegarty there off for Tyrone. I see Niamh McElduff coming in for her. So Tyrone emptying the bench. Again, Roscommon not too bothered about emptying the bench this afternoon. Giving the girls a fine run out this afternoon. It's been a fantastic Roscommon team. The new members playing very well this afternoon. Had a wonderful first half. It's been difficult on them in the second half with that strong wind. A very determined Tyrone team as well, as you can see right there. Wonderful. They don't give up, that's for sure. They keep running, and wonderful work there coming from Niamh Hughes, showing her defensive prowess as well as her attacking prowess this afternoon. She's been a fantastic standout player in the second half and has been running the show so far. But it's Niamh McElduff now, the substitute on the ball. She's put under a bit of pressure and brings it back now to Aoife Horish. Aoife's dropped deep and she sends it to Gervin. Gervin played fantastically in the first half. 3 wonderful long distance points coming from Emma Jane. Played more of a central role in this second half, has done well. Tyrone now under pressure here, but cutting through there wonderfully is Horish. She sends a ball to the left, and a chance here now for Hughes, but this one's going to drop short from her. It doesn't really matter. Helena Cummins looking to build. She's coming out herself. She sends this ball into Niamh Feeney, who's dropped very deep. Was looking for the return pass. Very common Roscommon goalkeeper thing to do, but she's not going to get it. Feeney goes herself. Roscommon now looking for a score or two before this match finishes out. It's now with Ruth Cox. Ruth coming through the centre, not much movement coming from her. She finally gives a pass to Amanda Creighton. Creighton now looking to work something, but Tyrone defending strongly there is forced out to Gavin. Gavin sends it now to Wynne. Wynne has been dangerous in the second half when she's been able to. Sends in a hand pass here now, and a chance for Fleming to maybe score. Wonderful goal coming from Laura Fleming. She's been quiet so far. Wynne cutting through that Tyrone defence, as she has so many times this afternoon. Sends it to Fleming, the ever dangerous Fleming. Well, she was never going to miss from there. 1-5 now coming from the Roscommon captain this afternoon. A few minutes left here and possibly a chance.
Yeah, brilliant finish there from Laura Fleming. When she cut inside, there was no doubt she was going to put it away. I would love to see Roscommon push right the way up now for the last few minutes and really go for this game. They were still setting up with 2 or 3 actions at the back. So I'd like to see them push forward now and really contest this kick out and go for it again.
It definitely hasn't been a 6-point game, that's for sure. So well deserved from Roscommon there, cutting in, getting their just rewards as well. A lot to do. We're not sure how many minutes of extra time. We can't see any board on the sideline, so it's up to Eddie Cuthbert to decide himself. I make it 30 minutes gone. There is a substitute there for Tyrone. Maeve Mallon, I think, gone off. I'm not sure who's after coming in. We'll keep an eye on that. But it's Roscommon now with the ball. They need a goal. Only a minute or two left. This may even be the last attack. It's Laura Fleming, the ever-dangerous Laura Fleming on the ball. Brings it back to Gavin. Gavin's forced to slow down. She understands she needs a goal. Feely now on the ball. Feely's been excellent all afternoon. Is forced back out to Rachel Fitzmaurice. They're slow. They're patient. They'll take their time. They work it through the hands of Ruth Cox. A bad pass, but it doesn't matter coming from her. Craig now will collect. There's a runner on the inside if she wants her to. Feeney is coming up. Feeney collects. She does well. She needs a runner. She finds one. That runner is Gavin. Gavin now on the ball, brings it back, and a bit of space out here in the left for Saoirse Wynn to maybe work something. She's been tackled, pushing the back, possibly not given by the referee. Well, I think eventually possibly given by the referee. The hand on the back there coming on Saoirse Wynn. So Fleming collects the ball now. You'd wonder, what do you do at a time like this? Do you go for the point? Do you go for the goal?
Well, I suppose I'm assuming there certainly can't be very long left. We're beyond the 30 minutes at this point. You would imagine she would go for the goal, but maybe she's checked with the referee and may know more than we do.
Well, coming from her, just sneaking in over the left-hand side of the crossbar. Aisling Feely now with her 4 points of the afternoon. She did ask the referee if she has a few more minutes. He said yes, so we come back now to Caitlin Donnelly. A chance for Roscommon, but they have to win this first. They're not going to win it like that. A beautiful kick out coming from her. Collected now from Tyrone. They'll work the ball up as fast as they can and get away from their own goal. It's Emma Jane Gervin now. She sends it back to McHugh. McHugh looking for a runner. She finds it. It's Canavan. Canavan now on the ball. Sends it to the substitute, Niamh McElduff. Niamh with a chance here. It has the accuracy and it has the distance. A wonderful score coming from the subs, and Tyrone showing their strength and depth here. The substitutes scoring their last 5 points, I make it, this afternoon. A wonderful score coming from Niamh McElduff. Well, that's it. That's it. Wonderful stuff from Tyrone, breaking there at the end of the match. It definitely wasn't a 6-point game, Niamh, that's for sure. A wonderful Roscommon performance before we talk about Tyrone. They weren't given much of a chance this afternoon. Very impressive, especially the forward line, the debutantes midfield this afternoon as well. They were the dominant force for much of the first half, but Tyrone brilliant in the second half.
Yeah, I think the experience really told in the second half. We had mentioned just prior to the game there was quite a changed Roscommon team from last season, but the experience certainly showed there for Tyrone in the second half, and the reinforcements that come in off the bench really added to it, and each of them delivered and contributed massively in the second half, and that really proved to be the difference as well.
It certainly did. A very strong bench, all 5 substitutes, well, four anyway, possibly five, yes, used this afternoon. So emptying the bench. Roscommon not so much, might have been the difference. A wonderful game from one side to the other all afternoon. There was drawn I don't know how many times, but Tyrone pulling ahead. That wonderful goal coming from Niamh Hughes, who scored 1-2 in quick succession, and a wonderful display from her in the first 15 minutes of that second half.
Yeah, fantastic individual display there from Niamh Hughes, and again we'd mentioned Niamh prior to the game starting, and she delivers that on every occasion. She shows great leadership, and I know this year she's the vice captain of the team and she'll lead by example, and she gives it her all every day she goes out, both attacking and obviously her defensive play as well, so a massive contribution from her today.
Roscommon playing very well this afternoon as well. Their captain Laura Fleming scoring 1-5 this afternoon. A wonderful display from her. Aisling Feely as well with 4 points coming from the full forward, and a wonderful display from her. Maria Canavan as well as standouts coming in the second half, scoring 4 points, 1 from play. Gráinne Rafferty with 4. So between herself and Marie Canavan, 8 points coming from them. Niamh Hughes with 1-2, and Emma Jane Gervin with 3 wonderful points there in the first half, and Evie McHugh, the captain, with 1 herself. So a wonderful game of football. Tyrone pulling ahead just in the last 15 minutes of the second half. Roscommon getting that goal, giving them a chance in the last few minutes, but not able to beat a very, very strong Tyrone team here this afternoon. So that's round 1 of Division 2 begun for both these teams this afternoon. Tyrone very happier. But Roscommon, I suppose, happy to put in that display again, as we spoke about. Not too fancied before this match, but a wonderful display, and they look to build on that into the future. So from me, Irido Cada, and beside me here, Neil Cleary, and all the team at KMAC and everyone at the LGFA, thanks very much for being with us this afternoon. We'll be back again next week, so be with us for that. But until now, and then, Chor de Gadair, Gura Míle Maithagah, agus Slán.